Guys, what's up? Mike here, head trader at True Trading Group, June 6th. I haven't made a video in a couple days. I've been pretty sick, battling strep throat. So my apologies, YouTube crew, for not keeping up kind of with the daily recaps and everything. But I feel much better today. I've been taking my medication for the last couple of days. So back and what a day. I got paid huge today, guys, on an options trade in the S&P. I sold the bulk of my position, had 100 contracts, sold the bulk of that for a 75% gain. I will walk you through that setup and how I went about entering that trade and positioning myself for that trade, and why I did that. Why this is going back 2 days now when I originally initiated this options play. And I'm going to walk you through the setup. I'll walk you through. I still am holding on to 25% of my position. Okay, I'll go through the trade with you, which contracts I bought and everything. And then there was another really great trade today in AXON. Was able to pull a 15% gain out of AXON. And then I had two losers today, one in SNES and another in VBLT, 5% and 6%. So losses, when you look talking percent-wise, guys, I mean, a 5% loss and a 6% loss compared to 15% gain, and then a monster 75% gain. Today was a really, really nice day. So let's get right to, I'm going to start things off with my the options play. And I was so active today that I, when I take a screenshot of my trade announcements that I post in chat live throughout the day, that's what I'll show you guys on my screen. It's so long today that I had to break it up into two images because you wouldn't be able to see it on the screen. It's the most active that I've been in quite some time. There was a really good action today. There was a lot of good setups, and I went after it and walked out of the day 2 for 4. So let's get right to it. So let's get to this S&P. Guys, I'm going to zoom this out to a 15-minute candle so you can see what it is that I was looking at. Okay, we had this very clear resistance level. Let's go to a daily chart. Actually, I'll put this line up here. Now let's go to a daily chart on the S&P, and we'll zoom all the way in. And here's the resistance level at 274 that really had my attention. Okay, this is why I was really looking at this 274 area in the S&P. Here's your double top resistance right here. This was also the high of the day right here. And as we go all the way back, the high of the day right here. Okay, so now we've got real resistance here at 274. A couple days ago, we gapped above 274. I'm going to leave up. Let's accidentally deleted that line. Okay, now let's leave that line up there. And now go to a 15-minute chart. Okay, and on June 4th, we gapped above that level. Okay, here we are gapping right above that 274 level. And once 274 held, guys, okay, you can see we gapped above it and we held above it. That's when I said, okay, guys, I'm just going to get long some S&P call options. I'm looking for a move up to 280. Let's go back to the daily chart. 280, I expect there to be a lot of resistance at 280. Okay, here's your resistance 280. We've got the gap down right here, and we've got this previous pivot high right here. I'm looking for a move up to 280. That's why I wanted to position myself long. And these call options, I have June 15th expiration, 277 strike. That is a call option that I am long. I'm long from $1 a contract. I sold 25 contracts today at $1.50. for a 50% gain. Then I sold 50 contracts today at $1.75. That's a 75% gain, and I still have 25 contracts. Okay, looking for a move up to 280 on the S&P, and if that's the case, if I get a move up to that 280, guys, I'll be selling those contracts well over $2 a share. It'll be well over 100% gain. Will just be a monster trade. So when we go back to the 15-minute, you can see we tested that level on the 5th again. Okay, so we tested that 274 area again, that previous resistance that I just spoke about earlier. There it is. There's your previous resistance. We held it again, and then started to push. And then today we got a real nice extension move. This red candle is not This is a misprint. The market's did not actually make this move after market. We're actually trading much higher, 277.70 new high here after market in the S&P. Let me go and delete these arrows, and I'll take you to the intraday chart. Here we are on the intraday chart. As I pan out, you can see new highs on the S&P, 277.72, guys. So this red candle right here, this is just a misprint. The S&P didn't actually trade down here. It's just a misprint. You can see we're extending here higher after market. So things are looking really good for the rest of those call options, guys. I took profit right here is when I sold 25 contracts at $1.50. Okay. And then right here into the close is when I sold another 50 contracts right before the close at $1.75. And like I said, still holding 25 of those contracts. So I'll take it to my trade announcements. Here we are. So at 240, you can see took some profit. SPY call option, 615 expiration, 277 strike, $1.50. That's a 50% gain, still holding some. And you can see right before the close at 358. I took more profit. SPY call option, 615 expiration, 277 strike at $1.75. That is a 75% gain. Monster gain. And I'm still long some. And from the looks of it right now, I'm gonna, if we gap up tomorrow, these contracts should start to go pretty crazy. As if a 75% gain is not crazy already, we could see well over 100% gain on the rest of that position, guys. So that's what I'm looking for. My other winning trade of the day, let's get to AXON. AXON gapped up today big, guys, on some news. This was a trade that I actually got long for a swing trade back here on May 29th. If you go back and review some of my older videos that I ended up selling out of, and man, does that hurt to see when you're long a stock, below, at like that $1.50 area, and now you see a week later it's at $4.50. So woulda, coulda, shoulda, but gapping up today on some really good news, and was looking for some opportunity in that AXON early this morning. Now let's zoom in. Okay, we get the big gap up, we pull in, we kind of fade the open just a little bit, and we put in one of my favorite patterns, that double bottom gap up. Okay, we find support mid gap. Okay, double bottom, and then we get that break above VWAP. The break above VWAP is the trigger on the trade. I got long right at the very top of this candle at $3.57. Right here, guys, is where I got long at 357. Just banged the market order as we went through VWAP right there. I take it to my trade announcements. Here we are at 9:42 a.m. Long AXON 357, stop loss 330. Okay, as soon as I entered this trade on that breakthrough VWAP, we immediately pushed up and through the high of the day. So as soon as we got that, guys, I just dropped some right at the high there at 380. Okay, I took some profit off at 380 and then was holding on to the rest of my position, expecting VWAP to hold and see if we start to get a little bit of a push. We did get a push. VWAP did hold right in here. We started to extend a little bit higher. I took more profit off right here at 410. Go back to my trade announcements. Here we are. Took more profit, AXON at 410, still holding some. That's a 15% gain on the bulk of my position. And what I was looking for to have happen here, guys, was I was looking for this VWAP to hold and for AXON to continue to push up into the gap fill on the daily. If I take it back to the daily chart and we zoom out, I really love this 550 area. We might see it tomorrow. But this 550 area is not only the 200-day moving average, but it's also a gap fill. Okay, so that's kind of the final target on that play. I think there's a short position that is stuck in this AXON. I think we could see this extend a little bit more tomorrow. But what I was looking for to have happen was when I drew out my Fibonacci retracement level, I noticed that the 23.6 fib line was lining up with VWAP right here. Okay, so I started to say to myself, you know what? This stock looks really good here. We've got more room to push into the gap. I'm going to hold on to that final piece to see if this support area holds and look for it to continue and push up higher, push up, get above 5 and push into the gap. So I held on to that last final piece, but you can see here that support level broke and I stopped out of the rest of my position right here at, I'll take you back to my trade announcements. And here we are at 11:10 a.m. Final take profit, AXON 380. Okay, so 380 I sold out of the final piece of AXON. It ends up pulling all the way back down to 350. Okay, all the way down 350 before recovering and then making a move later in the afternoon, and now we're trading higher after market. As I do think we have a short position stuck in here, guys. I would not be surprised to see us gap over $5 tomorrow morning and make a push to that 550 gap fill area. It would not surprise me the least bit. A lot of people in chat are long AXON for a swing. I no longer have a position, but some people entered this for a swing in the afternoon when they saw VWAP holding support right in here, and now you're starting to get paid on that move real nice. From $4 up to $4.78. That's a real nice move, and we'll see if we get that extension over $5 tomorrow. Now onto my losing trades. SNES was a small loss because I was only in a tier 1 position. VBLT was a little bit of a larger loss because I was in full size, but what I started to see in this SNES was a nice little bull flag pattern was forming, okay, with the 38.2 Fibonacci retracement level and VWAP. Okay, so you can see right here we have the bottom trend lines, the bottom support trend line of a bull flag. You had VWAP and you had the 38.2 Fibonacci level all in the same area. So I liked the pattern. I also liked the volume. We had real heavy volume as the flagpole was created. Then we got nice decreasing volume as the flag consolidation, exactly the volume you want to see on the price action of a bull flag. And I entered a tier 1 position right here at $2.23. Take you to my trade announcements. Here we are, long tier 1, SNES 223, stop loss 210. And we broke up and out of this flag. I was waiting for an increase in volume when we broke out of the flag so I can add to the position, but we never got it. Okay, I mean, look at the volume when we broke out of the flag. That's really the lowest volume that the stock had experienced so far all morning was when we tried to break out of the flag. That's a bearish sign, and that's why the trade failed, and I ended up stopping out of my position right here, guys, on this candle at 210. So stop loss was set at 210 right here, and you can see stopped, where is it? Oh, this duplicated, guys. I just realized these are duplicates. So you can see here 942, 943, 950, and it duplicated 942, 943, 950. So these are duplicates. So if we just go up here, you can see at 10:03 a.m. sold out tier 1 SNES at 210. Okay, so we'll go back. There's my stop out there on the tier 1 position at 210. All right. I'm not sure why those are duplicates. I think maybe if my internet cuts in and out during the day, maybe they reload. Yeah, these are right from the chat. So you can see they're duplicates, guys. You can see the timestamps on these. It's a duplicate. Anyway, so that's the SNES trade. And then there was VBLT, which looked to be a TTG triangle pattern. Okay. We had the initial morning high here. We had the real strong increase in volume through the high of the day. And then I started to notice that that initial morning high and VWAP were starting to line up together. And then here you can draw that little downtrend resistance line across the lower highs. Here's your TTG triangle pattern. So I got long guys right in here at 290. Back to my trade announcements. Here we are at 10:02 a.m. long VBLT at 290. Stop loss 275. And you can see, guys, that support level just was not able to hold. I would have added to the position if we got a break out of that downtrend line with an increase in volume. That would have been a trigger for the stock to continue. But you can see support did not hold. We ended up breaking down, and I stopped out right here at 275. Okay, so those are my two losing trades on the day. But again, only 5% and 6%, and one was just on a tier 1 position. The other one was on full size. But compared to the 15% gain full size on AXON, and then the monster options play, still pushing higher here, guys. AXON new high 481, 483 new high, and let's check on the S&P. Just sitting up here at 277.61, so still gapping up or pushing higher after the close. So it was a really awesome day. Feels good to kind of be back. I missed not making a video. I missed not kind of sharing with you guys what was going on. But we'll see what happens in the S&P. Like I said, I'm looking for a move up to that 280 area. I'm going to try to hold on to these June 15th expirations, 277 strikes for as long as I can to see if we can get a move up towards 280. Again, still holding 25 contracts. Great stuff. I'll see you guys in chat tomorrow, and we'll see what's going on with the S&P, and we'll see what's going on with AXON. Take care.